Your power terrifies reality itself. Have you ever felt like the world reacts to you in ways that don't make sense? Maybe you've noticed people becoming uncomfortable in your presence, even when you're silent. Maybe opportunities appear and vanish as if the universe itself is testing your resolve. Or perhaps you've felt an invisible resistance in the air, like reality itself bends, twists, and sometimes even pushes back when you dare to step into your true potential. If you've ever experienced this, it's not random. It's not a coincidence. It's not just in your head. It's because you are more powerful than you've ever been told. Your very existence, your energy field, and your consciousness hold a magnitude so vast that reality itself trembles at the thought of you waking up fully. This may sound dramatic, but think about it. Most people live asleep. They drift through their days, numbed by routine, distracted by noise, disconnected from the deeper truth of who they are. They don't disturb the matrix of collective reality because they play along with the script. But you were never meant to play small. From the moment you were born, your presence carried weight. This is why you felt different, why you couldn't quite fit into the mold society wanted to place you in, why your sensitivity felt like both a blessing and a curse. And it's why the world often seems to resist you when you decide to rise. Because here's the truth. Reality, as you've been taught to see it, is not fixed. It's not some rigid, immovable stage where your life plays out. Reality is alive. It's conscious. It responds. It adapts. It organizes itself around the frequency you embody. And when your frequency is higher than the environment around you, when your soul begins to radiate more light, more clarity, more power than what the current structure of reality is comfortable with, reality itself begins to tremble. It begins to resist, not because you're wrong, not because you're weak, but because your presence is a catalyst for change. Imagine dropping a glowing ember into a pile of dry leaves. At first, the ember looks small, insignificant, but its energy is potent. And the moment it touches the leaves, everything begins to shift. The leaves crackle, smoke rises, and the entire pile has the potential to ignite. You are that ember. And reality, the version of reality built on outdated beliefs, fear-based systems, and unconscious patterns, feels terrified of what you represent. Because you are the spark that reveals its fragility. You are the one who shows that the so-called fixed structures can crumble overnight. You are living proof that a single conscious human being carries enough energy to transform timelines, dissolve illusions, and rewrite the story. This is why you've felt resistance. This is why you've felt heaviness. This is why sometimes your life has seemed harder than others. Not because you're unlucky, not because you're flawed, but because reality as it currently stands feels threatened by your awakening. And here's the paradox. The very struggles you faced were never there to crush you. They were initiations. They were tests. They were reality's way of asking, are you ready to carry this level of power? Are you willing to stand firm even when the ground beneath you shakes? Can you embody your magnitude even when others fear it? The fact that you're still here, still searching for truth, still expanding your awareness, is the answer. Yes, you are ready. You've already survived storms that would have destroyed others. You've carried burdens that most people couldn't comprehend. And through it all, you've become stronger, sharper, and more resilient. That's why you're listening to this right now. Not by accident, not by chance, but because your soul knows it's time to stop dimming your light. The truth is, your power doesn't just influence reality, it terrifies it. Not in a fearful way, but in a way that forces the old structures to confront themselves. You're not just living in the world, you are reprogramming it by your very presence. Think about it. Why do revolutions start with just a handful of people? Why do great movements in history always begin with those who dared to believe differently? It's because consciousness spreads. Energy multiplies. One person aligned with truth has more power than 1,000 people lost in illusion. And you are one of those people. Right now, reality as we know it is shifting. Old systems are collapsing. Hidden truths are being revealed. And sensitive souls like you, the ones who have always felt a little too much, cared a little too deeply, and dreamed a little too boldly, are being activated. Your power is not here to fit into the old world. Your power is here to build the new one. But before you can do that, you must accept something. The reason you've struggled, the reason reality seemed to push back, is because you've been chosen to step beyond ordinary existence. And with great power comes a great initiation. So in the coming parts, we're going to explore exactly why your struggles were never accidents, how your sensitivity is actually your greatest weapon, and the 3 quantum principles that will allow you to transform scattered energy into focused creation. But for now, let this truth sink into your being. You are so powerful, reality itself trembles at your awakening. And that means one thing: you are exactly where you need to be. Your struggles were cosmic initiations. Think back to the hardest moments of your life, the times when everything seemed to fall apart, the heartbreaks, the failures, the betrayals, the silent nights when you wondered if you'd ever make it through. Those weren't random punishments. They weren't signs that you were weak. They weren't proof that the universe had abandoned you. They were initiations. Every challenge you faced was a doorway, a threshold you were being asked to cross, a test of whether you would collapse under the weight of illusion or rise into the truth of your power. You see, most people misunderstand struggle. They think life is supposed to be smooth, easy, predictable. They assume that difficulty means something is wrong. But in truth, struggle is sacred. Struggle is how the universe sculpts warriors out of dreamers, creators out of wanderers, and leaders out of the lost. If you've been through darkness, it wasn't because you were cursed. It was because you were chosen. Chosen to endure the fire so that you could carry the flame. Chosen to be stripped of illusions so you could walk in truth. Chosen to discover, through your own wounds, the medicine the world desperately needs. Think about it. The people who inspire us the most, who shift culture, who change lives, they all endured struggle. They were rejected, misunderstood, doubted, even attacked. And yet, that resistance forged them. It turned fragile human beings into conduits of something greater. And that's exactly what has been happening to you. When you lost what you thought you couldn't live without, you were being shown that your true source of strength was never outside of you. When you felt abandoned, you were being guided back to the unshakable presence within. When the world misunderstood you, you were being asked, will you define yourself through their lens, or will you finally step into the fullness of your own being? This is the pattern of initiations. They break you open so that more light can come through. They strip away the false layers so that only your essence remains. They terrify the old version of you so that the new version can rise. And here's the most important part. The universe never wastes pain. Every struggle you faced has encoded wisdom within it. Every heartbreak taught you depth. Every rejection taught you resilience. Every dark night taught you how to navigate without external light. And those are not random lessons, they are cosmic technologies. They are the skills required to embody the magnitude of power you carry. You see, the universe doesn't prepare ordinary people for extraordinary missions. It doesn't send warriors into battle without first training them in the fire. And so, your struggles weren't setbacks. They were training grounds. Let's go deeper. Have you noticed how your biggest challenges always mirrored the very thing you were meant to master? If you were meant to embody love, you were tested through heartbreak. If you were meant to embody freedom, you were tested through restriction. If you were meant to embody truth, you were tested through lies and illusions. If you were meant to embody abundance, you were tested through scarcity. The tests were never punishments. They were precise calibrations. Each one chiseling away the unnecessary, sharpening your edge, expanding your capacity to hold the frequency you are destined to radiate. And the fact that you're still here, still breathing, still searching, still awakening, means you passed. Even if you felt broken, even if you doubted yourself, even if you thought you failed, the truth is you endured. You walked through the fire and you're still standing. That's what makes you powerful. Because you don't just carry knowledge in your mind, you carry embodied wisdom in your soul. You know what it means to hurt. You know what it means to heal. You know what it means to rise from ashes. And that's why you terrify reality. Because you can't be manipulated anymore. You can't be deceived by illusions anymore. You've already seen behind the curtain. You've already felt the sting of fire. And now you know nothing outside of you can define you. This is the initiation. You are no longer a seeker wandering in the dark. You are a creator shaping the light. So, the next time you look back at your struggles, don't call them curses. Call them ceremonies. Call them initiations. Call them proof that the universe trusted you with more than an ordinary life. Because only those strong enough to carry great power are asked to endure great trials. And yes, you have already proven that you are strong enough. Your struggles were not the end of your story. They were the beginning of your awakening. And now you are ready for the next stage. Stepping out of survival mode and into creation mode. No longer asking, why me? But declaring, of course me. No longer shrinking from your power, but radiating it unapologetically. No longer dimming your light to make others comfortable, but allowing your brilliance to set new realities into motion. Because you've passed the test. The universe isn't holding you back anymore. It's inviting you to step into your next level of power. And in the coming parts, we're going to explore how your uniqueness sets you apart, how to stop trying to fit into systems that were never built for you, and how to focus your energy into unstoppable creation. But remember this, every struggle you faced was proof of your cosmic assignment. And now it's time to use that power consciously. Now that you understand the observer effect, the next step is to make your declaration to the universe. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every emotion you feel is broadcasting into the quantum field. It's like you're constantly sending out signals, and reality echoes them back. The question is, are you sending those signals unconsciously, or are you doing it deliberately? Most people live in a reactive state. They declare limitations without realizing it. They say things like, I'm not good enough. I'll never get out of this situation. Nothing ever works out for me. And the field, being perfectly neutral, simply mirrors those declarations back. Not because the universe is punishing them, but because energy always matches vibration. But the moment you consciously declare a new reality, you activate a powerful shift, saying, I am ready for abundance. I am worthy of love. I trust the intelligence of life. May seem simple, but those words are not just words. They are quantum codes. They collapse new possibilities into form. This is why ancient traditions used affirmations, mantras, and spoken intentions. Because sound carries frequency, and frequency shapes matter. Modern science is only now catching up to what sages have always known. Your voice is an instrument of creation. Take a deep breath right now. Imagine the reality you want, not vaguely but clearly. See it, feel it, let it come alive inside you. And now declare it out loud. Say, this is who I am. This is the life I choose. This is the frequency I align with. When you do this, you are no longer a passive observer. You are a conscious creator. The declaration itself is a signal that reorganizes your timeline. And the more emotion you put behind it, the faster the field responds. But here's the secret most people miss. It's not about forcing the universe. It's about aligning with it. When your declaration comes from ego, trying to control, to grasp, to demand, the field resists because it vibrates with incoherence. But when your declaration flows from truth, when it resonates with your soul's purpose, the universe opens doors you didn't even know existed. This is why right now, in this very moment, you are hearing this. You are being invited to shift from unconscious declarations of lack into conscious declarations of possibility. And once you declare it, you must embody it. Every choice you make, every thought you allow, every step you take becomes a vote for the reality you've claimed. So let me ask you, what will you declare today? Will you continue feeding the old story? Or will you finally step into the timeline where your highest self is waiting? The universe is listening. The field is ready. The question is, what truth will you speak into existence? Close your eyes for a moment, not because the world out there isn't important, but because everything you seek, everything you fear, everything you hope for, begins and ends within you. The truth is simple. The most powerful technology in existence is not hidden in machines, governments, or ancient secrets. It is hidden in the breath moving through your body right now. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Feel the weight of reality pressing against you. Then exhale slowly, as if you're releasing lifetimes of limitation. This is not just oxygen filling your lungs. This is the reminder that you are connected to the field that sustains all of existence. Breath is the language of Source. Breath is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Now let me teach you something the ancient mystics knew and modern quantum science is only beginning to explain: the observer breath technique. This is the practice that transforms you from someone reacting to reality into someone creating it. Step 1. Inhale with intention. Don't just breathe in air, breathe in energy. Visualize the unified field collapsing into this single moment, feeding your cells with raw possibility. Every inhale is a command to reality. I am here. I am awake. I am choosing. Step 2. Hold the breath as the observer. This is the moment where particles exist in infinite states. While you hold your breath, you are holding reality in its pure potential. You are observing, not reacting. You are the witness to all possibilities, and in that stillness, you decide which version of reality you will collapse into. Step 3. Exhale as creation. Release the breath not as surrender, but as declaration. With every exhale, you imprint your chosen frequency into the quantum field. You're no longer waiting for life to change. You are commanding it. Do this with me now. Inhale slowly. Fill your lungs. Fill your heart. Fill your entire being. Hold. Feel the infinite silence between the inhale and exhale. This is the space where worlds are born. And now, exhale. Release everything that is not aligned, every story that kept you small, every shadow that whispered you were powerless. Again, inhale, hold, exhale. You are reprogramming reality with every breath. And here's the secret most people never learn. Reality doesn't shift when you beg, when you hope, when you wish. Reality shifts when you embody. When your frequency changes, everything around you must rearrange. Because the quantum field doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You didn't land here by chance. Out of the billions of videos, billions of distractions, billions of frequencies, your soul magnetized this exact moment. Why? Because you were ready. You were ready to stop dimming your light. You were ready to stop apologizing for your magnitude. You were ready to remember the truth. You terrify reality itself because you are reality itself in human form. Let that sink in. Feel it not just as words, but as vibration. Your struggles? They were initiations. Your sensitivity? It is your radar. Your pain? It was the pressure required to awaken your diamond core power. And now, as you breathe, as you observe, as you exhale, you step into the version of yourself reality cannot contain. And the beautiful paradox is this. When you stop chasing reality, reality begins chasing you. Opportunities, synchronicities, miracles, things you once thought were lucky or rare, become normal. Because they were never outside you. They were always coded in your frequency, waiting for you to remember. Pause here. Put your hand over your heart. Feel it beating. That rhythm is the original drum of creation. Every beat is the universe saying, yes, you are here. You are alive. You are powerful. Now whisper to yourself, even if only in your mind, I am not too much. I am not broken. I am not small. I am infinite power in human form. Say it again. Louder this time so the cells of your body vibrate with the memory. I am infinite power in human form. And now declare, I release every illusion that ever told me otherwise. I release every story that told me I should shrink. I release every fear that told me I was dangerous. I release every doubt that told me I wasn't enough. Because the truth is, you are enough. You are more than enough. You are the frequency that terrifies limitation, the vibration that shakes the illusion, the light that makes shadows scatter. You are so powerful that the entire construct of reality bends in your presence. But here's the most important piece. Power is not meant to be hoarded. Power is meant to ripple. Every breath you take in this technique, every moment you embody your true frequency, you're not just transforming yourself, you're transforming the field around you. You're sending signals into the collective, awakening others, reminding them too that they are not powerless. You are a living catalyst, and that's why you felt the weight you felt. because it was never just about you. Your awakening was never just personal, it was always collective. The universe placed this mission on your soul because it knew you could handle it, because it knew you would remember, because it knew you would terrify reality by choosing to live free. Now here is your invitation. Take this breath practice into your life. Not once, not twice, but daily. When fear arises, breathe. When doubt creeps in, breathe. When the world tells you you're too much, breathe. When your dreams feel too big, breathe. Every inhale is a reminder. Every exhale is a declaration. And the more you do it, the less you'll just believe in your power, the more you'll embody it. And when you embody it, reality cannot help but respond. Watch the people around you change. Watch your environment transform. Watch how situations that once terrified you now dissolve like mist in the morning sun. Because nothing, no illusion, no shadow, no limitation, can survive in the presence of someone who has remembered their infinite nature. So if you take only one thing from this video, let it be this: your power is not coming. It is not waiting. It is not hidden. It is here. It is now. It is you. One final breath together. Inhale possibility. Hold. Exhale creation. Let the shift lock in. You are not just a participant in reality, you are its author. And the moment you accept that, the game changes forever. Remember this: you are so powerful. It terrifies reality itself. And that's exactly how it was always meant to be. You've just remembered something extraordinary. That your breath, your awareness, and your frequency are the hidden keys to shaping reality. But now comes the question most people forget to ask. How do you live with this truth, moment to moment, day to day? Because awakening isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. It's a devotion. It's not about one dramatic realization. It's about choosing, again and again, to embody the truth of who you are. And this is where most people stumble. They feel the power once, maybe during meditation or in a moment of synchronicity or in a video like this, and then they forget. They collapse back into the old story. And life appears to go back to normal. But here's the truth. There is no back to normal. Once you've glimpsed your true power, reality will never stop reminding you. That's why the struggles feel louder. That's why the world seems more chaotic. It's not because you've failed. It's because your soul refuses to let you sleep again. So how do you anchor this power? You integrate it into your smallest choices. You make it practical. You stop asking reality for permission, and you begin broadcasting your frequency into every room you walk into. Let me explain. Every time you choose presence over distraction, you anchor your power. Every time you choose love over fear, you anchor your power. Every time you say no to something that dims your light, you anchor your power. And every time you breathe with intention, you remind reality who's in command. You see, power isn't about dominance. It's not about control. It's about coherence. A scattered frequency creates scattered results. But a coherent frequency bends reality into alignment. That's why your sensitivity has always felt overwhelming, because you're designed to notice when you're in coherence and when you're not. That sensitivity was never a weakness. It was your compass. Think of it this way: reality is like a mirror. Most people look into the mirror and wait for it to change before they feel different. But you now know the opposite is true. The mirror changes because you shift first. When you walk into the world with the vibration of clarity, courage, and love, the mirror has no choice but to reflect that back. And here's something profound. Reality itself wants you to remember this. Because the quantum field is not separate from you. It is you. When you rise, the field rises. When you embody coherence, the entire matrix reorganizes around your frequency. This is why the universe has been pressing you, testing you, stretching you, not to punish you, but to refine you, to ensure that when you step into your true magnitude, you'll know exactly how to wield it. Now let's address the fear you might still carry. Maybe a voice inside whispers, "But what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if I'm too much?" Let me answer with absolute clarity. You are not here by accident. You wouldn't have found this message if you weren't ready. The very fact that you're hearing these words proves your soul has already chosen. Failure? It's impossible because every path leads to expansion. Too much? Reality itself is begging for too much. The collective is starving for people willing to be unapologetically radiant. And you? You are the very proof that it can be done. So let's make it practical again. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you rush into the world, stop. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe. Inhale possibility. Hold the observer state. Exhale creation. Whisper to yourself, I terrify reality because I am reality. I bend it by being me. Start your day not as someone waiting for life to happen, but as someone declaring what life will become. And watch what happens. Notice how conversations shift. Notice how people treat you differently. Notice how synchronicities increase. Notice how opportunities appear from nowhere. This is not magic. This is not coincidence. This is the quantum response to coherence. And here's the bigger picture. Every time you step into your power, you make it safer for others to step into theirs. Your courage creates courage. Your coherence activates coherence in those around you. You don't even have to teach or convince anyone. Your frequency does the work. You become a living transmission. This is why you've always felt different. Because you are. You're not here to fit into the old system. You're here to rewrite it. You're here to embody a vibration that terrifies limitation into dissolving. You're here to show what happens when a human remembers they are infinite. And yes, it terrifies reality itself. Because the illusion of control cannot survive when you awaken. Systems built on fear cannot survive in the presence of someone radiating coherence. False structures crumble. False narratives dissolve. False power vanishes. You are not a threat to life, you are a threat to the lie. So as we continue, remember this. Don't look for proof outside you. You are the proof. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. You are the permission. Don't ask reality to validate your power. You are the validation. Because when you embody this truth, fully, unapologetically, the entire quantum field responds with one voice. Yes. If you've made it this far, you already feel the truth vibrating through you. But let's go deeper because your awakening isn't just about you. It's about the collective. It's about humanity itself evolving one consciousness at a time. Have you noticed that the challenges you've faced often seem heavier than those around you? That your storms feel more intense? Your battles more relentless? That's not an accident. You carry a frequency that demands refinement, because the universe knows you can handle it. While others may move through life asleep, you have been chosen to carry a sharper light. And the brighter the light, the greater the tests. But here's the secret. Those tests aren't punishments. They're calibrations. Think of them like cosmic training. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every moment of chaos has been fine-tuning your frequency. You weren't being broken, you were being sharpened. Because when you step fully into your coherence, you won't just change your reality. You'll ripple through the entire collective. Imagine throwing a stone into still water. The ripples extend far beyond the point of impact. That's what happens when you embody your power. The ripple of your vibration reaches people you may never meet, cities you may never visit, and generations you may never see. This is the true magnitude of your influence. And yes, this is why reality has always feared you. Not because you are dangerous, but because your coherence makes false systems unsustainable. Your presence alone destabilizes illusions. Your awakening forces the world around you to awaken. And not everyone is ready for that. That's why people may have rejected you. That's why you felt misunderstood, even by those closest to you. It wasn't that you were wrong. It was that your frequency revealed truths they weren't ready to face. You triggered awakening simply by existing. And that, my friend, is power. Now let's zoom out. The collective is at a tipping point. Old structures are crumbling. Systems of fear, scarcity, and division are dissolving. And guess what? Your awakening is part of that collapse. You are the very proof that another way is possible. And here's the paradox. While reality itself trembles, the quantum field rejoices, because you are doing exactly what you came here to do. But let's bring this home. What does it mean for your daily life? It means you must stop apologizing for your intensity. Stop shrinking so others feel comfortable. Stop pretending to be smaller than you are. You've done that long enough, and all it's done is hurt you. When you fully embody your power, you give others the chance to rise. You show them what courage looks like. You show them that sensitivity isn't weakness, but the highest form of intelligence. You show them that coherence isn't rare, it's natural. And here's something reality doesn't want you to realize. Your power is not in your struggle. It's not in your pain. It's in your choice. Your choice to rise anyway. Your choice to shine anyway. Your choice to declare, I am here, I am infinite, and I am no longer playing small. So let me remind you, the struggles weren't proof of your weakness. They were proof of your assignment. You were given heavier battles because your soul knew you could turn them into light. And now that light is contagious, spreads beyond you. It transforms not just your life, but the collective. This is why you terrify reality. Because once enough of us remember, the illusion cannot survive. And you are not just part of that movement, you are a leader in it, whether you realize it or not. So the next time you feel the weight of the world pressing against you, remember, it's not because you are powerless. It's because you are powerful. Reality is reorganizing itself around your frequency. The old world resists because the new one is being born through you. And this right here is the moment to stop doubting yourself. To stop asking, why me? And start declaring, of course me. Because the truth is simple, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to lead. You were meant to terrify the illusion by existing as truth. And now, the world is ready for you to rise. You've now walked through the fire of remembrance, awakened to the truth that your struggles were cosmic initiations, and embraced the power within you that reality itself cannot ignore. But here is the deepest revelation of all. You are not just a participant in this universe. You are a co-architect of existence itself. Every breath you take is not simply oxygen filling your lungs. It is reality bending to your rhythm. Every thought you allow to linger is not just a private experience. It is the blueprint of timelines waiting to unfold. The universe does not operate outside of you. You are not at its mercy. You are woven into its very fabric, and the vibrations you radiate determine how that fabric shapes around you. And this is the point most people miss. Reality isn't terrified of your power because it wants to destroy you. Reality is terrified of you because it knows you could rewrite it completely. Think about that for a moment. The fear you sometimes sense around you, the resistance, the chaos, the setbacks, these are not signs that you are weak. They are confirmations that you are so strong. The field itself trembles when you move differently. The cosmic mirror. Imagine reality as a giant mirror. Whatever you project, it reflects back. If you project doubt, it shows you obstacles. If you project clarity, it arranges synchronicities. If you project fear, it surrounds you with shadows. If you project love, it showers you with miracles. But here's the catch. The mirror does not move first. You do. And this is where most people get stuck. They wait for reality to prove itself before they believe. They wait for success before they feel worthy. For love before they open their heart. For opportunities before they take the leap. But reality cannot move until you do, because it is your shadow, not your leader. This is why your power terrifies reality. Because once you realize you can move first, without proof, without validation, without permission, you break the entire game. The law of precedence. There is a hidden law woven into the quantum fabric. The law of precedence. It says that reality will always align with the frequency you embody first. Not second. Not after the fact. Not once you see evidence. If you embody abundance now, reality has no choice but to reorganize into pathways of prosperity. If you embody love now, relationships must shift to mirror that vibration. If you embody freedom now, doors appear where walls once stood. This is not belief, it is physics. The field responds to vibration, and vibration is not words or thoughts alone. It is state of being. This is why meditation, breathwork, intention, and ritual are powerful. Not because they force reality, but because they recalibrate you into the frequency that reality must follow. You are not too much. For so long, you may have felt like you were too much, too sensitive, too intense, too visionary, too passionate. But listen closely. The reason you feel like too much is because the world has been operating on too little. Too little truth, too little love, too little courage, too little expansion. Your very existence exposes that lack. Your energy stirs the dormant. Your presence awakens the numb. And that makes others uncomfortable, not because you're wrong, but because you remind them of everything they've forgotten inside themselves. Reality itself whispers, slow down, dim down, quiet down, not because you are wrong, but because it is scared of what happens when you go full force. But here's the secret. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is a superpower. It allows you to feel the quantum field more deeply than most, to notice the subtle currents of possibility, to sense the whispers of timelines waiting to be chosen. You are not too much. You are exactly enough to bend the fabric of existence. The observer breath technique. Now let's bring this into something practical, a way to experience your power directly, right here, right now. The observer breath technique is a simple practice that collapses noise and returns you to the seat of creation. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 4 seconds. In the stillness, imagine reality pausing with you, waiting for your command. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, releasing every belief that is not yours, every fear that was never yours, every weight that reality tried to place on you. Rest for 2 seconds, and notice how the space around you feels more malleable, more alive. Repeat this for 5 minutes. What you'll notice is that your awareness begins to sharpen. The noise of the outside fades, and you start to sense that you are not inside reality. Reality is inside you. This technique is not about controlling the breath. It's about stepping into the role of the observer, the true architect of timelines. Terrifying reality with your light. You've been taught to fear the darkness. But here's the truth. Darkness fears you. When you walk into a room fully embodied in your power, shadows scatter. When you speak from your heart, illusions crumble. When you choose love despite fear, the entire field trembles. Reality cannot contain a being who knows they are limitless. It scrambles, it glitches, it resists, not because you are failing, but because you are succeeding at the highest level. So stop asking, why is this so hard? Why am I so different? Why can't I just fit in? Instead, start declaring, of course it's hard. I was designed to shake the foundations. Of course I'm different. I came here to create something new. Of course I don't fit in. I'm not here to fit. I'm here to expand. This shift in perspective is everything. It transforms pain into power, struggle into initiation, fear into fuel. The final declaration. So now, here you are, standing on the edge of a truth most people never touch. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not lost. You are a cosmic force in human form. You are the observer who shapes reality. You are the vibration that bends timelines. You are the frequency that terrifies the universe because it knows you cannot be controlled. And now it's time to make the final declaration. Not to me, not to this video, but to yourself. Say this silently or aloud. I am not waiting for permission. I am not waiting for proof. I am not waiting for the world to agree. I move first and reality follows. I am the force that terrifies reality itself. Feel that in your body. Let it vibrate through your cells. Let it ripple into the field. Because once you declare it, once you own it, reality itself has no choice but to kneel. You've come this far. You've walked with me through the fire, through the mirrors, through the unraveling of illusions. And now, here you are, face to face with the truth you've always carried. The truth is this: you are not small. You never were. You are not powerless. You never were. You are not fragile. You never were. You were always infinite. You were always the observer. You were always the tremor in the quantum field that reality itself cannot silence. The moment you stop forgetting, every second of your life until now has been preparation. The struggles, the doubts, the sleepless nights, the moments you thought you'd collapse, they weren't punishment. They were training. Reality was shaping you, chiseling you, burning away everything false so that only truth remained. And now you're here, stripped of illusion, standing in the raw power of your being. This is the moment you stop forgetting. This is the moment you stop hiding. This is the moment you stop pretending to be less than you are. Why you had to break. Think back to your hardest moments. The nights where you couldn't breathe. The times when nothing made sense. The seasons when you questioned if you could keep going. Those weren't failures. Those weren't endings. They were initiations. The universe doesn't test you, it activates you. Every breakdown was a breakthrough in disguise. Every collapse was a doorway to sovereignty. You had to break, not because you were weak, but because the old structures couldn't hold your magnitude. Reality didn't crush you, it made space for you. Your power is not loud. It's unstoppable. When most people imagine power, they imagine force, domination, control. But your power is not the kind that screams. Your power whispers. Your power radiates. Your power doesn't push reality, it compels it. It's the quiet certainty in your heart. It's the unshakable clarity in your eyes. It's the frequency that walks into a room and shifts everything without saying a word. This is why reality trembles when you remember who you are. Because nothing can compete with a being who knows their own infinite worth. The 3 daily anchors. If you want to live this, not just know it, you need anchors. Not rules. Not dogma. Anchors. Presence. Begin each day with a conscious breath. Feel your body. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the now. Presence collapses illusion. Declaration. Speak into the field daily. I am sovereign. I am infinite. I lead reality. Words are vibrations. Vibrations shape worlds. Alignment. Before every choice, ask, is this contraction or expansion? Follow expansion. Expansion is your compass. These 3 anchors will weave your power into everything you do. Becoming the frequency of permission. Do you know why you've always felt different? Why you've always felt like you were waiting for something? Because you are the permission slip. You are the evidence that others need. When they see you living without shrinking, they remember they can too. When they see you walking in power, they realize they're not crazy for feeling it within themselves. You don't just change your life, you change every life you touch. You ripple into every corner of the collective. And reality, it has no choice but to adapt. The observer breath technique. Here's a gift to carry forward. Inhale deeply, knowing that every breath collapses infinite waves into particles. Hold for a moment, feeling the stillness where everything exists at once. Exhale slowly, watching as your chosen timeline solidifies. Do this not as breathing exercise, but as creation itself. This is how you live as the observer. This is how you program reality. The fear of being seen. Here's the final shadow we must burn away. Your fear of being seen. You've hidden because you were afraid your light was too much. You've dimmed because you thought shining would scare people away. You've shrunk because you thought safety came from invisibility. But invisibility is death for someone like you. You weren't made to hide. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't made to apologize. You were made to be seen, to be felt, to be remembered. When you finally allow yourself to be fully visible, you don't just liberate yourself, you liberate everyone watching. The end of seeking. You've been seeking your whole life. Seeking truth. Seeking clarity. Seeking freedom. But here's the paradox. Seeking is the greatest trap. Because seeking assumes you don't already have it. Seeking assumes you're not already whole. The truth? You've had it all along. Every answer, every frequency, every ounce of power. You are not here to seek. You are here to express, to radiate, to live it. A reality that bows to you. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow fully remembering. No doubts, no hesitation, no shrinking. You open your eyes and know, reality bends to me. You walk outside and the field responds. Doors open. Synchronicities multiply. People shift in your presence. This isn't fantasy. This is alignment. This is coherence. This is living in the memory of your sovereignty. Reality doesn't lead you. You lead reality. Your cosmic invitation. So let me leave you with this. Stop waiting for permission. Stop dimming to make others comfortable. Stop apologizing for your magnitude. Reality is terrified of you for one reason. Because when you rise, it cannot control you. And when it cannot control you, the entire system begins to unravel. You were never meant to fit into this world. You were meant to create a new one. And the moment you embody that truth, you become the very frequency that terrifies reality into transformation. Final words. Take this to heart. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are exactly enough. You are the tremor, the ripple, the shift the universe has been waiting for. Don't just hear these words. Live them. Don't just believe them, be them. Because the day you stop doubting and start radiating is the day reality itself bows to you. And that day is now.